2014, I hit publish, heart on display. 200 strangers found my words that day. No team, no plan, just a dream and a screen. A girl with a story and a love for the Regency. And the world said, who do you think you are? She said, you're already halfway to the stars. She's the rock, I'm the kite. When the storm rolls in and I lose sight, she holds the line, won't let me drift away. Through the doubt, through the fight, through the 4 a.m. tears and the broken night, she said, we'll make the deadline, it'll be okay. Yeah, she's the rock, and I'm the kite. Chasing chapters right over the brink. She stayed awake while the house fell apart, holding the words together, stitched by heart. And when I thought I'd lose it all to the dark, she lit the way with her editing spark. She's the rock, I'm the kite. When the wind screams stop, she says you'll be fine. Pulls me down just enough to let me fly. Through the noise, through the spite, through the man who said I couldn't write, she said, you're already rewriting yours. Yeah, she's the rock, and I'm the kite. Weaving worlds from coffee at midnight, posted chapters like prayer and light. Readers in Paris, Dublin, Seoul, fell for Darcy and maybe for my soul. Who knew a love story born in pain could bring me back to life again? She's the rock, I'm the kite. Through every storm, she's my steady sky. And when they tried to cut my string, she's the reason I still sing. Every book, every line, every night. Yes, she's the rock, and I'm still her kite.
I told you. I warned you. I'm crying too. I'm over here blubbering.
You made me ruin the makeup that I put on because God, how many words were true in that song? That was crazy.
Oh, the way I wrote the lyrics. I put it in ChatGPT. I was like, let me tell you what happened over these years with me and April Floyd. Let me tell you about the time he tried to leave me naked in a bathrobe at 4 a.m. And she stayed up with me every single night to the deadline of that pre-order on A Virtue of Marriage.
Oh, we had some times.
We have had some times. We've been cut down by Amazon. We're
never down. That's
No.
the problem. They can't put us down. It never happens. It'll never happen because I'm the rock and
I'm the kite.
I love it. I love it. That was so amazing. And I was like, no, I'm not going to cry. First stanza, I'm boohooing.
I did warn her, y'all. I did warn her. And then I saw it. I was like, yeah.
She warned me, and I was like, not going to happen.
Oh, I had to do 4 versions of that last night. So I went through all the different versions.
You were having a cathartic.
I was.
But you know, the cat part that you didn't write would be the part that I would have to write. Is how you make me believe in myself. How you help the rock believe that she is that strong.
Yeah, and the rock rolls with it. Okay, the rock gets to move and do new things. I can remember over the years, I'm like, April, we're gonna do this, and you're like, I don't know how that's gonna work out, but okay. And then we just go do it.
I never question. I'm like, let's go. Let's just go. When you call me, I'm like, I'm ready. Whatever. I don't care.
That's where we're
you
at
don't
now.
need to talk about money. Hello, I'm here.
No.
Whatever. It's whatever.
It's whatever.
You can have a penny. Let's go.
So those who don't know the lore of me and April Floyd. Back in 2011, I published my first book, Canceled, and I got chewed up and spit out by this heifer that we ain't even going to say her name. Yeah,
heifer who shall not be named.
Shall not be named. She's still around, but ain't nobody mess with her. At the time, April was not an author. You were running The Cheap. You want to explain to people what The Cheap was?
The Cheap was, I had been through all of Barnes & Noble's devices, right? Mm-hmm. To me, they had the best e-readers on the market, even though Kindle, everybody was crazy for Kindle. There were no book deal sites for Nook readers, right? And Barnes & Noble's website, it was pure hell. It probably still is to search anything.
Yeah.
And so I went through and started digging up all of the indie authors who had books, because their books were priced really well. Sometimes they did free. And my readers ate it up because they wanted their Nook books, right? And we stuffed Nooks full, no matter which Nook it was. Nook e-reader, we stuffed them full. And eventually I made an authors page where authors could post their books and their new releases in the format that my readers were used to, right? And they could do it for free.
Yeah, it was one of the first places that authors could advertise their books for free. To put this in perspective with people, this is before BookBub existed.
Yeah.
This is
way
2011.
Way before BookBub.
And really, April was working on this in 2009 and 2010, I think, right?
Yeah.
Because I didn't get to know you till 2011. And by that time, Authors on the Cheap was a robust Facebook page.
Yeah. This was before Facebook even monetized and had ads.
There was no ads on Facebook.
I had 14,000 members in my group, the Cheap E-Reads.
And they call themselves the Piggies.
The Piggies. That was at the piggy bank.
Yes.
And there was like 100,000 monthly visitors to my website. So we were rocking and rolling. I want to say Pixel of Ink was the only other one out at that time.
Pixel of Ink was out there. And I want to say Free Booksy existed as well. They may have
come around that same time, somewhere in there. But anyway, I gave authors free reign over my 14,000 readers, right? Share your stuff. Don't spam. Do it so many times a day, or so many times a week. And when Elizabeth came along, I had 2 or 3 people working under me. But when Elizabeth came along, she just messaged me out of the blue and she says, "Hey, let's do this event." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I didn't know her. Right? I'd never heard of her. She had 1 book. But I wasn't even a person who looked at stuff like that. I had never had an indie author approach me and say, "Hey, let me do something for your readers."
Yeah.
And I'll let her tell what she did. It was crazy.
So the backstory of that is I had interacted with April a little bit before that. Dasha now wants to come in, of course.
Dasha, break.
Of course. Come on, Dasha. In, out. You can't just stand in the doorway. That doesn't work. There you go. Dasha, so before that, the She Who Must Not Be Named, I was working for her, and I had just done my first book. I was 27 years old.
Wow.
And I put together a big website for her and everything like that, and I asked for a stipend because the promotion I'd put together had made thousands of dollars, and she called me greedy and kicked me out of everything. And I was devastated. I was absolutely devastated. But the way I knew how to do things is like, when you're hurt, try to help others. And I had met April through K-boards and stuff like that. And I was one of the few authors that was wide at the time, because I was an early wide author even back then. And so I was friends with all the wide authors and stuff. And I said, "Hey, new book, new year." Gifting books had just started. Okay. And so what we did is we used a blog post. Oh my gosh, it was such chaos. The authors agreed to give away so many copies of their books. People could just, this is how rudimentary we were, people just commented with their email address. And then like the author would gift the book. And then some authors started gifting their books to everybody who put their email. Like, this was before.
This was a huge undertaking.
Yes.
This was huge. And Elizabeth, she did it all. She put it all together. She managed it all, and the readers loved it. Loved it. And that's when Elizabeth joined my team.
I did. I said, hey,
she had more incentive to her than anyone else. And
authors don't have any place to advertise their books. And I know you do this free thing, but what if we did like $5 ads or $10? Like people could purchase on Facebook and things like that. This is before Facebook ads. So that's what we did. And we even had a magazine.
The moment we opened the authors ads, though, we were booked for a year within 24 hours.
Yeah, it was.
We were booked through a calendar year for 24 hours. It was crazy. It was a wild ride.
It was. And we definitely left money on the table because we only charged $5 an ad. But I mean, it was early days.
Yeah.
And then we did Santa Sampler, where that was the first time I ever had a business make $10,000 like that. Yeah. Because we made the money, we put it to prizes, and we were giving away Kindles. That was the big trend back then, or Nooks and gift cards, and we were getting readers to read the samples of books and then give feedback to the authors.
I remember that. That was so much fun. That was hilarious and so much fun.
I put together, I was self-taught with web. So that's how I was learning how to do all the web stuff, because I was setting these things up. I was so pissed. I was so mad at my fellow author. And you want to know why? Because out of the 100 authors that participated in that program, only like 10 of them ever looked at the feedback that the readers gave them. All they cared about was sales. And I'm like, go read your feedback, because the readers literally said why they stopped reading or if they wanted to read on. Can you imagine getting that information? Like, this is how dumb the authors were. The authors, like, they didn't understand that, market feedback and stuff like that is so valuable to have. It's hard to get. So anyway, I'll get off my little soapbox then. But then we did the Read Me magazine.
Yeah, the Read Me magazine. I would love to do that again, because I would actually review books. Mm-hmm. I would choose the books, hand choose the books for my readers. I had Nook Soul. I had a romance page. I had so many Facebook pages around
I forgot about that we had individual genre pages.
We had one for kids, one for mystery, one for romance, one for how can I say this word correct? It was urban fiction then, but it wasn't like the paranormal. It was more the type of, and historic, all of the books by Black authors.
Yeah.
Nook Soul was the page for that. I gave them their own page, and no reader was too small to serve. It was so much fun. I miss doing all of that, but I don't think I can keep up with it now. It's a lot.
No, April used to wake up at like 4:00 in the morning, because that's when the deals would hit, would be like 8:00 Eastern, when the websites would all update. So she would literally update the deals, and then she would go to work as a phlebotomist.
Yep, go to work and draw blood all day for 12 hours and come back home and continue running and have a toddler and a husband and a house. But yeah, that's probably why I'm worn out now. I burned the candle at 3 ends. I was doing everything. But yeah, it was so much. Elizabeth, I was the rock and she was the cat. That's where that came from. We helped each other in so many ways, just being moms and authors. And I'm so glad we're still together to this day. And we're going to see each other in Vegas. And it's going to be
for the first time in 14 years. Ever. We're seeing each other in Vegas, everyone. Yeah. So if you're going to Author Nation, if you see two women screaming and cheering and all that, and just like attached at the hip, you understand now. That's
the tall one and the small one.
Yeah. Because April's like 5'2".
Yeah.
And I'm 5'8". So it'll look a little mismatched, but that's okay. Yeah. And Stacy will be there, and Mel will be there. Let us know in the comments.
Stacy and Mel, it's going to be so much fun. And if any of you guys are coming, okay, look, we're going to do bear hugs. If you're not huggy, just let
us know.
We won't hug you, but we'll
hug you from afar.
Yes, but if you come into this area, there's going to be hugs.
Stella says, perfect example of a visionary and integrator team. So by 2013, Amazon had really taken the knees out of the affiliate programs.
Yeah.
Most of the deal sites and stuff shriveled up and died. Kindle Fire Department was no more, for those of you who know. And by 2014, I told April I wanted to go back to writing again. It had been 3 years since I wrote a book, and I did the Trouble with Horses. and I put it out, and then I had to call her up and be like, I'm just watching my thing, clock up, I need help. And so she started editing for me.
Yes.
And that was the start. And I'm so excited with Future Fiction Press because we are bringing back all of that great stuff that we did with my first website, where we were just blogging those chapters and posting them to readers and interacting with readers.
Yeah, absolutely. We have to always remember, as writers, we think we're so important, and don't get me wrong, we are, but we're so important. But if you always remember readers, remember yourself as a reader, right?
Yeah.
Put your readers first, and they will put you first. That's the secret sauce. People are always looking for the secret sauce, but that's the secret sauce. When you can connect with readers and you can make them feel like everything they want is there on the table, and that you're listening to their needs. That's your, what is that? Your 1,000 readers? What
first,
is that?
I would say
Your
like
first
first 100, your first 100 fans.
Yeah. First 100 fans. That's how you get those. That's actually how you get those. So the connection means more than all the ads you can put out into the universe. Advertising is important, but if you want to build a dedicated core of readers, you have to give them what they want. And that was especially true for me and Jeff, because Jeff doesn't come naturally to me.
Oh, Jeff is Jane Austen fan fiction for those who don't know.
I write older, okay? And my sister, everybody tells me that your language is so much more formal and you write older. I grew up around old people. Say old because I'm old now. But there weren't a lot of young people in my family. I had cousins, but they were over there. And so I gained that.
I love the way you talk. I had cousins, but they were over there.
They were over there, you know. So I was mainly around older people all my life. And my grandmother had the classics, okay? The classics like Alice in Wonderland. I read the whole school library. I read the whole town library. I'm from a small place. And so reading was always my thing. It was the best trainer ever for storytelling and for editing, right? And it's just, it grew naturally. And so to link with Elizabeth and actually write and train on writing, I started to understand that the readers who gave me 4 and 5 stars are the people I'm writing for, not the people who give me 3 and below stars and say they'll never read me again.
Don't worry about those people.
I've had that happen. It's very funny. Hate readers who also pay to read, to, you know, excoriate you. That's fine. Excoriate me for $5. That's okay. But you have to learn to cater to those people. You're writing for the people who love your writing. You're not writing for other people.
Definitely for the people who love your writing. And in my case, like I always write so that I love it. And then my career has always been, my second reader is April. April would edit me and she would get the chapters as I wrote them. And she would always tell me, I have to read it first just for just to enjoy it first. And then I have to go back and edit it.
I can never just start cold and editing. I have to read for pleasure, because I do. You know, when you're in that state, when you're reading something you love and you're just flying through, and when you get to the end, you're like, oh God, where's the other part? That's why I would have to do it. And I'd be like, Elizabeth, come on, hurry up with the other part.
Yes. And so and this is a weakness I have, like we talked about perfection in that last thing. Yeah. One of my strengths is responsibility, which specifically means that I care if I'm responsible to other people. For example, these lives that I do. The only reason I write live is not because I'm I think I'm God's gift to writing or anything like that. No. I need it. I can only get my work done.
We think you are.
But I can only get my work done if there's someone counting on me to get it done. If nobody's counting on me, I am the worst. I will spend hours playing mindless games on my phone. But the minute that there's a person involved, I'm like, okay, I can move heaven and earth and I can get this done. And just so you know, that April is also a writer, a very accomplished writer. She's actually written more books than I have. But I like the fact that she wrote books before she met me. But guess whose fault it is that she published? So you think about that rock and that kite. This kite right here dragged that rock off the cliff and said, you will publish.
Absolutely. That cat was in a hurricane force winds to move this rock. Let me tell you. Elizabeth is the only person, maybe my kids, maybe the kids. Elizabeth is the only person who can move me to do something. Her belief in me translates to me believing in myself, and it's always been that way. She means the world to me. I
like that we're symbiotic that way, because
we are. You rarely find that in life.
Yeah, you really don't. And
Rarely
we've been working together for 14 years. Now here's the other thing that's really cool I want to talk about. April and I have not always worked together on businesses. There were periods of, like, people think I'm funny because I always plan for the divorce when I do business with someone. But the truth is, April is the one who first started me on that even before my divorce. We always had the ability to say, hey, this isn't working for me anymore, gave each other 30 days notice or whatever. And then we bowed out. Like, we ended like grown-ups. And so I was so grateful that I had that experience and that leadership from her, which allowed me to hold it together when other people may have been like, not always the best. And I've been like, no, you can go be not helpful, but I'm going to be the woman of my word and stick to my word. Yeah. And so because we've always had that relationship, last December, when I was overwhelmed with the Future Fiction Academy and stuff, I had someone come on as a project manager, and it did not work out for her. And I get it, but it spoiled me to where I was like, oh, I really need help. I literally called her crying, saying I need help. And she, like she said earlier, she didn't care what she was getting paid. She didn't care if it was a penny. She was like, whatever you need me to do, let's go.
Yeah.
And
she's
so
like, what? Okay, so how much do you need? I'm like, Elizabeth, I don't care. You called, you need help, I'm here.
Yeah.
And we have been talking to each other through all that. She had called me many times about the AI, and I'm like, Elizabeth, I'm doing this. I have a cleaning business over here. I'm doing this over here. I'm trying to write with another BFF, and she's overwhelmed with a lot of things that she does. And so when Elizabeth called and said, I need help, and I can hear it in her voice. When I hear the strain in her voice, automatically I'm like, what do you need?
Yeah. Who do I need to kill? What do I need to do?
There's no question. Just whatever. It's whatever, Elizabeth. And that's what I say a lot to her. It's whatever.
It's whatever. So let's talk about this story. Okay. So this is an oldie, right? Which comes to Pemberley. We have the first 4 chapters. April and I off camera talked about something that we're going to repeat this conversation. So she's saying that she wants that flashback moved. She thinks the flashback is a little bit not connected to anything, and I'm inclined to agree. She was like, hey, maybe I'm speaking for you, so you speak for you.
No, that's okay. I want it connected to the time when Mrs. Reynolds is talking about the photograph or the portrait of the other lady. Because I'm like, we need to know something in there. It's kind of like letting the readers know, but the people on stage don't know yet.
Which is called dramatic irony. So this is a device. This is something that you can do as an author where you are giving clues to the reader, but the author or the reader, but like she says, the characters on stage don't know. Genres that do this all the time. Thrillers, when they show like a point of view from the killer's point of view or something like that.
Building suspense.
Romances do this, especially if you're doing alternate POV and you're like, oh, that's going to be a problem. Rachel says it's a great trick to use in mystery writing.
That scene was so perfect for giving them a taste of who the lady in the portrait was.
Yes.
And the Mara Reynolds connected to it. It's like, we got some good stuff coming up. Definitely.
And Danny says, I did it in my mystery book I am working on. Exactly. And hello, Kimberly. Good to see you.
Hi, Kimberly.
These are some advanced techniques. So we're going to flip 3 and 4. So 4 is going to become 3. So basically you're going to have the gallery. You're going to have that funny scene with the dog. And then Mr. Darcy's like, I got to go. And then that goes right into the flashback. And then after the flashback, they'll be in the hallway walking. Okay. So that's what we'll flip. I told April how I lost all that work. So we're gonna just go ahead and start. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. We're gonna get involved, get working. Yeah, I have not put anything really on the notes because I lost my my work, and I lost the prompts that I did. I sad. I almost opened up the live and just like redid it because I did read my prompt out loud, what I said to them. But then I was like, okay, well, here's my philosophy when you lose work. It wasn't meant to be. It was meant to be stronger. It was meant to be doing more. So
you can always do better.
Yeah, I'm going to see. Okay, I can make us smaller. I think that's a better thing. So April, are you able to like move StreamYard out so you can see the comments? Just so that if you run the comments, I'll drive.
Yeah, I see them right now. I see them. I'm already in that state. Yeah.
Perfect. That way you can interrupt me when we have an issue there. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to Raptor Right and make sure I'm sharing the right tab. Share this tab instead. Okay. So Joseph already apologized. Believe me, I read them the riot act about what are we doing that we are just pushing updates. No, sir, we don't do that. So I did already do a hard reset. So I'm going to dismiss that. And unfortunately, when I recovered it, it is true that the chat is empty. It's just gone. This was the work that I had done. Manuscripts 2 is chapters 1, 2, or scenes 1, 2, 3, and 4. The Healer, which is a flashback. So we have 6,181 words, I think, that are finalized. I did not delete them out of here because I think we should just move them. And that way we still have it to go to.
Right.
So, and this can happen sometimes. So let's talk, April, in the chat here. And Lord have mercy, we will save this thing. So here's where I was at with this. Rachel, that's funny. Back in the day, if a document got stuck in the printer, that's what I learned. Oh, that page must need editing.
Try again.
Yeah. So let's chitty chat real fast about this, and then I'll start working this into the information here. What are your thoughts about the sequence now, about what should happen? Because I want us to start thinking about scenes 5 through 10 and where we want the story to go.
I left scene 5 alone because it was disconnected, and the end of the tea, in the tea party part, the tea story part, just started going into at the bottom. It summarized, and then it went into this herb walk, which we need at some point.
Yeah, but later.
And it just didn't make sense together. So at some point, the AI starts letting you down, and you got to be like, "We don't need that. Let's move on with something else." The tea parlor scene, I think, is a good one, but I think it's not even a full scene by itself.
No, I don't. I cut it. I don't even want to do that right now.
Yeah, there's not enough for that.
There's like when he's asking Mrs. Bingley about.
Oh yeah.
AI let you down. No, say it ain't so.
Dang, it did. It let us down hard.
It did. It let us down.
There was no going back from that. But I think.
Oh, go ahead.
One thing about Elizabeth, we know she's been on a journey. All right. Elizabeth likes to walk. If Elizabeth can't walk when she gets somewhere, we got a problem.
Well, she already walked in the gallery, though. So I already took care of it.
But that's not the same as being outside. At some point, we've got to get her outside and perhaps meet the gardener.
Okay. So we need to think about like the timeline that we want to go through here. So we can jam pack this first day with a lot of story. But then where do we go from here? How do we translate time passing? And we may have to change the ending a little bit about the whole Jane thing being in danger because Jane's pregnant with the curse. So this is tricksy. So here's what I'm thinking. But one thing about Jaff readers, they're never going to say I would like fewer chapters, please.
Yeah, they're not going to say that.
So if this has to turn into 2 books, volume 1, volume 2, so be it. I don't care. Let's just write the damn thing. I really feel that there needs to be a scene to ground who Mr. Darcy is, because you have this mysterious guy. They've talked about him in the carriage. You've met him in the gallery. Where I'm at with the story now is like, I want to know, because he excused himself.
Yeah.
At the end of that story, or at the end of that scene. And I kind of want to follow up on that. If I'm thinking about the camera action, Bingley leaves Jane to go find the library. And she's like, oh, wonderful, dear. So all the ladies are refreshing themselves, which is code for they're going to the bathroom, guys. They're going to the bathroom. They're getting clean. They've been in the carriage. Like, yeah, they're freshening up. The road was dirty. Although Bingley got kicked with mud at some point. And
in the face. To the face.
Yeah, he did.
If he wiped his face with something, I don't know. Jane gave him a handkerchief.
I don't know.
But yeah, I think you're right. We should go to Mr. Darcy now.
Okay. So I think scene 5 is Mr. Darcy and Mrs. Reynolds. Oh no, it should be Mr. Darcy and Bingley talking.
Because Bingley's going to the library. Yeah.
Right, but they're talking first, and then Mrs. Reynolds comes in, and we could have Mr. Bingley dismiss himself because he's going to go check on his wife or something like that. And then Darcy and Reynolds can talk about her resemblance to the portrait, and Darcy can scoff and say, like, I don't believe in these old.
This almost gives me Beauty and the Beast vibes.
Yeah, a little bit. But
she's the one.
We love that, right?
She's the one to break the curse.
She's the one to break the curse.
I think about Lumiere and what's the clock? What's the clock's name? Cogsworth and Lumiere. That's what we're doing. Yeah.
Okay. So scene 5, we want to be in Mr. Darcy's study. We need conversation between Mr. Bingley and Mr. Darcy to catch the reader up about. I really want what I did before, so I'm just going to go quickly here. Okay. Bingley's nuptials. The men drink. Mr. Darcy apologizes for missing the wedding. And looking at Netherfield as he had promised. But Mr. Bingley says not to worry. The estate was far too close to my mother-in-law. Mr. Darcy can ask, that bad? And Mr. Bingley, in his jovial way, can explain that there were 5 unwed daughters, the entail, and how he thinks Mr. Darcy would love Mr. Bennet, as the man reads and is very witty, and mentions that Elizabeth takes after her. After him. Yeah, there we go. Darcy can politely inquire. How would that go about? So I'm trying to think of like how he would inquire about Miss Bennet's fortune.
It would have to be something about Jane because Bingley married her, and about the.
What about Caroline wrote something to Darcy?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Because he knows of the entail that the girls can't possibly have.
So Caroline could have written to Darcy asking him to cancel the nuptials and all of that.
Yeah. Because that would kind of follow along with what happened in the.
Exactly.
Because, yeah, even though Mr. Bennet is a gentleman with 5 daughters and entail on the property, it can't be that they have all that much money for dowries.
Intervene. And Mr. Bingley can say he's very glad he did not. Bingley can explain that the family is well off, but the property is entailed to a cousin. Jane did tell Mr. Bingley that the family wanted Elizabeth to marry the cousin, but he was quite odd. Darcy should be impressed that Elizabeth did not, because that actually would signal that the family's not fortune hunters.
Well, that would happen too, but would he not see Elizabeth not wanting to marry the cousin as being like she's very opinionated, right? Elizabeth is impertinent and she's opinionated. I think Darcy could be of two minds there. He could wonder why would she not marry this cousin to save the family? Because that would have been expected of her, correct?
Right.
It's an expectation, but we know Elizabeth didn't do it. So I think he could see Elizabeth. He could be that could raise his interest in Elizabeth beyond the portrait. The resemblance to the portrait.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Mr. Darcy can state that in a week's time, his land agent will arrive who can take Mr. Bingley on tours of nearby properties.
Rachel said it was Mr. Collins for fuck's sake.
Huh?
Rachel said it was Mr. Collins for fuck's sake.
I know it was.
That's why, April. That's it.
Bingley excuses to go to his wife, and Darcy learns how the arrangements went. The whole mistress lodgings comes up, and Mrs. Reynolds asks about the resemblance. And Mr. Darcy does not believe in the curse. So he warns Mrs. Reynolds to not offend a lady on his property.
Yeah, with this tale. Don't do it.
With folklore and superstition.
Darcy,
and Mrs. Reynolds promises not to offend.
I'm not going to offend her, but I'm going to tell her.
And later realizes she can still tell her.
Non-offensively.
Yeah. Scene 6 should be tea.
Yeah, we can do the tea then. Mm-hmm. Mr. Darcy for sure. I wonder if Elizabeth comes into Pemberley knowing she wouldn't know about. I don't think Mr. Collins would have said anything about Mr. Darcy. He talks a lot about Anne.
No. She doesn't know Mr. Darcy. She really doesn't. But
yeah, but what I'm saying is,
go ahead.
Mr. Collins wouldn't have said anything about Anne being matched to Darcy. Would he have said anything while she was back at home? Because he talks effusively about Lady Catherine.
Yeah, but she never. Yeah, that never came up until later after about Mr. Darcy being mentioned.
So we don't have that part.
So we don't need that. Yeah. But that could be something that comes up. I don't know. We'll figure it out. How the story kind of blends it. How the story kind of goes.
I was thinking about it here because Caroline is making it clear she's after him. But so I think this isn't a common piece of knowledge. Mr. Collins would not have had a reason to drop that when they were back in Hertfordshire.
Okay, so I'm not going to say it makes it clear, but Caroline is over the top about praising Pemberley, but hinting that Mr. Darcy needs a woman of, like, you know how in the original she like puts on the airs, and so she's basically trying to do that repeat of that thing.
An accomplished lady.
Yes.
Yeah. She's basically peeing on her she's marking her territory.
Yeah, she's preening about it. Yeah, needs an accomplished woman to help him run such an illustrious estate. Asking if he will be in town next season and how he plans not to go.
Well, that could be a difficult ask that she's talking about because Georgiana would have been having a season in London had she survived.
Right.
So it's like she's
Caroline
is unaware of people having
yeah.
When we're talking about sadness and loss, Caroline is just flippant. She doesn't think about those things.
Right.
She's just being an idiot.
With travels and making sure her accommodations are to her liking, as it is an older part of the home. She loves the view, etc. And mentions that the space is large enough for her and one of her sisters to reside in it,
Yeah. It's plenty big.
This sparks.
I want Houndsmere to be up on Elizabeth. I want Houndsmere, sir.
Yeah, sir. A bit of melancholy.
Yeah, she quickly recalls that Mr. Darcy has lost his sister.
Yes.
And she's talking about how many sisters. I'm just, all the time. We are on top of each other.
Yeah, Mr. Darcy, how sorry she is for his loss.
See, now we see her contrasted with Caroline.
Yeah.
Even though Caroline is no Mr. Darcy.
Yeah, Mr. Darcy recovers and explains that knowing she and Mrs. Bingley have good relationships with their sisters is something like it's good for him.
It's a bomb. It's a bomb. Just put a bomb. It's for his.
I'll just let the AI handle it.
Yeah, AI, tell us.
So what would happen after tea? What would be a source of conflict here? Caroline about plans for the harvest, holding a ball. Yes, that would be good. And Mr. Bingley should join in and want a ball. And Jane should worry about the stress that would put on Mr. Darcy's staff, which Mr. Darcy will say, no, it's perfect for guests, and he asks if Mrs. Bingley would like to help Mrs. Reynolds plan the ball.
Oh, Caroline, you don't get to.
And Jane says she would be honored, and her sister Elizabeth can work in her stead when she must view properties with Mr. Bingley.
All right.
We're hooking it up. All right, now what happens?
We're in the scene 7 now?
Yeah, I think it would be an evening scene. I think there needs to be an What do you think about Elizabeth? Sorry about that. I gotta let Dasha out. What do you think about we now go to the evening and Elizabeth has her first dreams of Mr. Darcy?
She could have. This could be a nap session.
I want to speed it along. Like
you want to be overnight?
Yeah, because we need to get to the next morning with the walking.
We'll skip dinner.
Yeah. They had dinner. Nothing happened in that scene. Like, because I fall into this trap too, where it almost turns like into a documentary, and you're going to every next 5 minutes. So here's what I'm thinking.
Well, these are the scenes that Jeff readers expect. There's only so many times you can do a ball and a dinner and a breakfast room confrontation, and then you're riding or walking or shooting. You know, you got all these ways you can use things. So we'll save a dinner for later because we know Caroline gets snarky at dinner time.
So if Elizabeth starts having these really vivid dreams with all this kind of symbolism,
are we doing this?
Huh?
Are we doing? We're not doing the sex dream, right? Yet, or
not entirely, but it can kind of get that started. But it should stop. Okay. And then the next morning, she runs into Mr. Darcy on her walk. That's going to be awkward.
So,
and then that's when she can show her the herb still room and all that stuff, and the bees can want to land on her.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Sound good.
And then that's going to start the whole like, because like if I start having crazy dreams in a place, and then this lady's telling me I might be a witch, it would influence me to have that I had those dreams and I had those vivid kind of like flashbacks and things like that.
Definitely. So. I'm down for a dream scene. I'm down for that.
It's a dream sequence.
Here we go.
But you don't just throw these in here. I'm putting it in as a purpose of like.
Yeah, it's a purpose to show that there is something tying this photo or portrait and the flashback, and now her dreams are being affected in this place. Yes. Because normally Elizabeth Bennet would not dream of Mr. Darcy in a lascivious.
No, she just met the man.
No. And I'm just, who is Nicholas Darcy is what I'm wanting from that other scene.
Well, so I was going to put that in here. This scene is Elizabeth dreaming about Mr. Darcy, and it's intimate and loving and makes the readers swoon.
But there's
the dream.
Yeah, the element of danger.
Into a nightmare where Elizabeth becomes Elspeth and Mr. Darcy becomes Nicholas Darcy. And he is yelling at her. And
is this going to be, chastising her? Is there going to be mention of a witch or unholy or?
Yeah, there's going to be stuff there, and Elspeth that he loves her abilities when it suits him.
When it's convenient.
And he says it suits him no longer.
Oh, baby Jesus. Here we go. This is going to be good. I'm going to love going through this.
Demands to know if he is going to her. And Darcy shoves her aside, says it's none of her business. There should be a hint here about Elspeth not bearing Nicholas a child yet. And so he
now something is telling me Nicholas came to her in a way to help his own wife be able to bear a child.
No. Nicholas is her husband.
Nicholas is married to Elspeth?
Yes, because he's going to betray her to the witch hunter, so she gets killed, so she can marry her.
Oh, yeah. I'm confused. Never mind. Who is the her? Are we going to find out?
We don't have her yet. That's going to be later on. We're writing a mystery, guys. We got to plant these. We don't know who her is yet.
Okay, we don't know. We don't know her yet, people. Hold on.
He has to lay with her.
And not the
harlot in the village.
Yeah, not that woman.
Shaken. And uses cold water on her face. And the wind is howling. And scratch at the door.
And whimpering. I want that.
And whimpering. And she opens it, and it's Sir
Lord
like, Houndsmere.
I'm here.
Who hops into bed with her and snuggles.
Now, are we going to see a hound with Elspeth?
Oh, I think we should.
You know, he's descended from somewhere. He's a dog of the manor, right? And back then, they would keep dogs they bred.
Yeah. Long time history and all that jazz. Okay, so let's have when the witch hunter tries to come and get her, the dog tries to protect her. Yes. Okay. And the dog won't be hurt, but the dog will be caught and taken away. Yeah.
Danny's like, don't forget to save the pupper.
Oh God, save.
Yeah, save. Sorry, I thought you meant to say and then Skew Lights is talking about the pupper. We love the puppers. Yes.
But we're gonna save it all. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, we're gonna save.
So we've got scene 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so scene 8, morning, and it's Elizabeth Bennet wakes and the dog is gone. And she dresses, and there is a tray on her table with a small piece of bread. She eats, dresses, and heads down the stairs, the servants, and braves the servants' stairs.
There you go. Take heads out, and then she dresses above you because it's 2 times she dresses.
I'm sorry.
And try to make her redress 2 times, so you can just take out the and there's a tray on the table. She eats, dresses, and heads down or braves. Take heads out and braves the servant stairs for a while. Take heads out. There you go. We don't want the AI getting confused and the staff interacting with her positively. And we should have some of the staff maybe who know the picture, who know the curse.
Eventually we'll have them in there. Yeah, because it's going to be the gardener dude.
They start on one because most people don't go into the downstairs, right? They don't go in the servant quarters or so
we've got to think here a little bit. So we need to think about which sequence do we want? Do we want Elizabeth to run into Darcy, have that awkwardness, and then go to Mrs. Reynolds and the beekeeper dude? Or do we want her to go there first and then she runs into Mr. Darcy? I think it's that way around.
I do. I want her to maybe see Mrs. Reynolds on downstairs before she goes out. And then she meets the gardener in the garden and the bees and all that. And then she runs into Mr. Darcy. Maybe he sees her from afar in the garden somewhere and he's just like,
Oh, okay. So here's the sequence. Elizabeth goes walking. She runs into the gardener, the whole bee thing, because Mr. Reynolds has tipped him off. Okay, we have the bee thing. Then scene 9, she's running into Mr. Darcy at the end of that scene. It's awkward as F. Yeah. And she gets I don't think it should be awkward. It should be like attraction is getting started and all of that.
Yeah.
Mrs. Reynolds intervenes a little bit towards the end there and invites Elizabeth to the still room. And then that's where Mrs. Reynolds starts to kind of hint at things. And I think it's time now for her to get her, we're nine scenes into this thing.
Right.
Should she have a little bit of a demonstration of powers, or is that with the bee, we think?
I think the bee could be part of it. But what kind of powers are we talking about?
I don't know. We're going to make it up. But I think.
But no, are we going full paranormal? Or are we going light paranormal? What are we doing? What have we decided with that?
Okay. Elspeth untied knots and delivered a safe baby. So I think we have room to go with whatever we want. Part of me, when I originally envisioned the story, was I wanted Elizabeth to basically have I dream of not Bewitched, I love my Bewitched, where she can twitch her finger and the footstool knocks Caroline. That was my original vision of this story. Yeah. But that might be a little bit too.
Well, when we think about midwives and we think about women who were called witches, what were the qualities that they had, the things that they were able to do?
They were clever and they were logical, which Elizabeth Bennet is.
But there has to be some magic worked in. And for some reason, the idea of the cook or one of the maids in the kitchen having the milk and saying to Mrs. Reynolds in passing, "Oh, the milk curdled," and then Elizabeth touches the picture to look. For some reason, she's looking at it, and the milk is fine, like it turns. Maybe not just her presence. Those little things like that. Like
I'm thinking. I'm not. Like it's a new piece of information.
Like you think of a kitchen witch, an earth witch, all the different witches that people have made up in lore. I think we need to work out what kind of power she would have and how they would show before she even knows that she has this. Right? It would show to the other people, so it's proving to them that this is Elspeth's heir come back. This is the Witch of Pemberley come back through all, through the generations. So I'm just thinking of those types of powers. So maybe we need to ask Chat GPT or whichever one we're using. I don't know.
Oh, but you know what? We have some notes on this. So let's go look at the notes that we already have.
Let's do that because
spurs our thoughts.
We start planning that scene.
Save it. All right. So we're going to come over to the story pitch.
I just would be really happy if you took this and pasted it somewhere.
It's already in the Google Doc.
Okay.
Remember? All this is in the Google Doc. Okay, so here we go. Harm rebounds, empowers healing to unbind a land curse, wrong blood and guilty blood must stand together and choose mercy publicly. Subtle working with weather, water, bees, old stones, and thresholds.
Okay.
Okay, so we're just going to let the AI kind of work on this. So here's what we're going to go with. I'm going to go into the chat one. Save it. Okay. Across the gardener. He has a name, I think.
Mr. Carr? I'm thinking it's Carr. If not, we can change it later.
And she is shown the hives. And okay, so Elizabeth, the midwife and stuff like that. So I think Elspeth is a healer. That's why she wasn't able to protect herself. She's not like a spectacle person or anything like that. Yeah. She's a healer. So going back to the kitchen, perhaps a maid gets burned, and when Elizabeth touches her, the burn heals.
That would be good, and it's not like a bad burn.
No.
As she's walking in the garden before she meets Mr. Carr, maybe there's like a bloom that's not blooming, like it's looking like.
Yeah, I thought about that. I had that. Like she can make a bloom, but it's September, so we don't have a bloom.
That's true. Dang it!
I think the bee stopping on her is a good one.
The bee is a good one, yeah. Because there is a legend about bees talking. That thing I love what you put in about talking to the bees, because that's the thing, and it's one of the things about Diana Gabaldon's thing too. Even the title is "Go Tell the Bees."
I think the bee should say should whisper things echoed from her dream.
Yeah.
In Elspeth's voice, whatever Elspeth says in that voice. And then the bee stops on her gloved hand, and Mr. Carr is more or less convinced that Elizabeth is a reincarnation.
She's very calm around the bees, where other people would be,
Doesn't say this.
Right.
Instead, he asks about Miss Bennet's kin.
I think with the people we have in the room, I would like to hear if they would in the chat, tell us what you think about what we're doing right now with her magic.
Yeah, please do.
Sound off on that and let us know what you think, because we all have some experience, maybe not all of us, with the kitchen witchery and stuff. My grandmother, I I believe she had some, not powers, but she was a healer, very much a healer. And she could catch a yellow jacket between her two fingers. I would never try. When she was trying to peel apples, because she had lots of apple trees, so the bees would come around. And she had some kind of cloth she burned in a little pan, and it would keep the bees and bugs away. And I still don't know what that was, because it wasn't the citronella that we have now. I wish I had known, asked her and wrote those things down. But we all have some experience, I think, with paranormal or these type of things that we're talking about right now. Whether we've read them, wrote them, lived them, that would be interesting to know.
Yeah. So here's what I've got. Okay, the bee stops on her gloved hand. Mr. Carr is more or less convinced that Elizabeth is a reincarnation, but Mr. Carr doesn't say this. Said he asks about Miss Bennet's kin, and she claims that only her uncle's wife is from the north, and a favorite of hers grew up in Lambton. Mr. Carr nods, and then Mr. Darcy joins, and Elizabeth Dream comes back to her. There is an appropriate exchange, and they begin to walk. Huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there's chemistry.
Joe, things are zinging.
Uh-huh. Mr. Darcy to excuse himself because he is heading to the stables to ride, and asks Miss Bennet if she rides. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Do we want Elizabeth to ride horses in this one or not?
Well, we'll talk about that, but I want to see. Rachel says, from my experience, the effectiveness of your magic spell has to do with a very clear intention of the desired outcome. I think right now, Elizabeth doesn't know any desired outcomes because she doesn't know she has any. But having her have these small, little things happening that are cluing in the staff, and, she's just like, what could happen?
One of the things that could be a sign of the reincarnation is Elspeth being being a midwife would have ridden, because she would have needed to ride to places,
get from place to place.
And if Elizabeth Bennet was never a writer, but suddenly on Pemberley she has these this affinity, it would be another sign of but Elizabeth doesn't ride, and she's off riding.
She's a great walker. She's a great walker. Later. Rick says maybe she has elements of the sight that come through her dreams, or just blurts out things that are true that she has no way of knowing.
But holds no
past life skills. Kimberly said, "Yeah, that works." For Rachel, I like the sight from Rick. Yeah,
holds no. What's the word for like a like, I want to say she's a great walker, but she basically holds no grudge against the horse, against horses. So she's not really a big rider, but she's not like afraid of horses. She just holds no, holds nothing against the horses. That's a good way to do it. Scene 9.
Because I can't see your screen, love.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Holds no sway, prefers the slow journey, Kim and Rachel say in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
For the horse.
Yeah. Okay, so scene 9. Now we need her to runs into Mrs. Reynolds, who will ask Elizabeth if she will meet with Cook, apologizing, but basically noticing that the women would notice that Mrs. Bingley is with child, and basically they want to talk to Elizabeth about what kinds of things Mrs. Bingley likes. Does that sound like a good thing?
Definitely, because they're hosting.
Yes.
And they know the curse of women losing their children. There could be concern for Jane. And Elizabeth will start to get that as well.
It's early, and Mr. Bingley does not even know. Understands. And they interview Elizabeth about the dishes and things that Mrs. Bingley likes. Elizabeth learns more about Mr. Darcy and the tragedy of Miss Darcy. So that could be kind of hinted at, gently hinted at, that Miss Darcy was with child. And that is shushed, and Elizabeth misses the reference. Because it's only a vague, another woman, important to Mr. Darcy. Yes, because this sets up the thing for when she sees him with the child at the tenant. She's like, you're sleeping with your tenants. With child. Which will later set up.
I almost forgot about that part. Elizabeth thinks poorly of him. Like and this also speaks to Elizabeth's. Sometimes she's quick to judge and she judges wrongly.
Mm-hmm.
So that brings that back in. Yeah.
Yes.
And so she holds that against him.
That the lady is in the kitchen. And Elizabeth laughs that her father's estate is more humble than Pemberley. And she was often in the kitchen working on menus to spare her mother and her father's indigestion.
To spare cook their fractious behavior.
Something spills and a maid is slightly scalded. Elizabeth makes quick work of aiding.
There could be a balm. There could be a balm she's rubbing on, and then
that's what I'm going with. Of cool water, asking for a balm, and she places the balm on the maid, and the burn goes away. This shocks Elizabeth, but she tells the maid she must not have been burned as badly as she thought. What a relief.
Rachel say a bag balm.
What?
Bag balm.
Bag balm.
Rachel's hilarious.
All right, what happens after that? I think we need to have more of a gap. I don't think Mrs. Reynolds is ready to tell her. I think at this point now, Elizabeth should run into Caroline and there be some problems.
Maybe Caroline is already aggravating Jane about the ball, the preparations for the ball. Or she's saying something. She's saying something about Jane or about Elizabeth and how they have.
Oh, they're looking for Mr. Darcy.
They have no business plotting a ball at such a grand estate. They have no experience with that.
Yeah, she has missed him, and he's on his morning ride. Caroline notes it that she will have to see if he would like company the following morning. To which Elizabeth laughs, at Caroline's ambitions. Elizabeth advises Caroline to seek more to fulfill Mr. Darcy's needs rather than her own, if she hopes to catch his regard. And Caroline is incensed and tells Elizabeth that she should worry more about her sister and lack of ball planning experience, and that Mr. Darcy will see how unfit she is to ever run Pemberley. And Elizabeth will counter that she has no designs on Mr. Darcy,
Or Pemberley, yeah.
Or Pemberley.
I want Caroline to be stomping and chewing at Sir in that hallway as Elizabeth comes around and calling him some nasty beast. And then immediately Elizabeth's like, you better leave my dog alone. Something like, I'm sorry, I just want Sir in every
what about okay, so
I want Sir in there. I want him. Or not. But I just want to show her being ugly.
How's that good? At the study door. Yeah.
And she's like stomping it. You know how people like
she's missed it and all of that. Doesn't believe her, or else she wouldn't have risen so early to throw herself at
she
Mr.
doesn't know
Darcy.
anything about Elizabeth walking that much.
Huh?
She doesn't have any ideas of or maybe she does.
She would, because they were living together. So basically, Caroline's just like, oh, please, you were up early,
Sue is saying maybe Sir growls at Caroline. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elizabeth's surprised to hear him growling at Caroline.
And leaves Caroline for the library. Okay, and then in the library, how about a book falls off the shelf?
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. As she's browsing. Pick me.
Could she discover the journal? Or is that too...
Yeah, I think she should now. I think that's a perfect time. It makes me think of Alice in Wonderland where it says drink me.
Right.
Looks like read me now. I like that.
Yeah, because I think this is where she begins to read about the betrayal.
Mm-hmm. It starts to make sense to her dream.
Yeah, because then scene 11 can be that scene, because we need to make it very clear early on that she was burned at the stake and all that. We don't have to drag that part out.
Are we gonna save this, and are we gonna run some AI on it in this session so we can?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna let it go ahead and run these scenes.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna turn on manuscripts 2. We're gonna turn on the chat. The problem with the story pitch and storylines and turning it on, I think, hold on a minute here. I need to divide these out. So we need this information, and so this was originally thinking about like the beginning and the middle and end. Oh, secret lover to his leather. The sham trial. So she could learn about the keep the green book safe. First impression. Elspeth delivers. Dinner at Pemberley. Subtle sparks. Okay, the herb lesson, the bees hum. We're there. We aren't doing the visit here. So I really feel like I need to cut it off from the actual
Yeah, once we get these chapters through, maybe we should do a alternate story pitch.
Yeah, I think I'm going to
get more up to date with what we're doing.
I think I'm going to just cut this out, this part, and put a new document. Yeah, see, this is where it's a problem. I just lost that new document that I created.
Save, my dear. Save over here. Save.
Okay, new document. You have to wait for it to load. Okay, and then I can paste that in and then wait. And then I'm going to say that this is the original, because I wanted to have the information about it, just like the broad information, but not the specific information. So we'll save it. And so this way I can turn on the story pitch. Okay, we're going to turn on the story pitch, the chat, and manuscript 2. And I'm going to come into manuscript 2. Save, save, save. And we need to pick an AI model. Not Sonnet. No siree. I think
no Sonnet. Before you do this, can we take a look at Google Docs to see that our stuff is there? Because I'm like kind of paranoid.
It's there.
Okay.
See?
I'm kind of paranoid. What we didn't talk about is the duck. We're in StreamYard and there's a little duck up in the corner.
Yes.
Yes. I have history with ducks and losing things.
Yeah. So I'm going to use GPT-5. One of my prompts that I have is the write me, which is like figure out where you are and write the next couple of scenes. So that's the prompt that I'm going to use. Setting. So I'm in the project and I'm going to be at the bottom of manuscripts 2 and I'm just going to let it go. So I think that is prompts is number 2. So it's that and 2 and it's just going to write now. It should start with scene 5. It only has 1 through 4 in here. It does not have 5 and 6, the other ones, the old versions. So it should be getting this the story pitch of the information, no storylines. Chat says what happens in scene 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Right. And then manuscript 2, and it's told to write the next couple of scenes. So it may try to write all 5 scenes, and if that's the case, then I'll have to change the prompt to say, hey, only write the next 2 scenes or the next 3 scenes. But I do want it to write more than 1 scene because it is
we've done a lot of work. We've done a lot of work in this hour.
Oh yeah. I mean,
this is amazing.
I think so. I'm having fun with it.
I am too. I want to see what AI does with it.
Me too. Me too.
It's a spinning.
It's a spinning. It's going to take it a while because I told it it can think and it's probably going to try to write all 10 scenes.
So we tell the duck story while it's spinning?
Sure, absolutely. We can tell the duck story.
The original duck. I don't even know what to call the duck that Elizabeth.
I know what to call the duck. Okay.
You introduced the duck. The old duck.
When we were doing README, we were working with Adobe Muse and Adobe products, but we needed to be able to share the files back and forth, which Adobe did not really support at the time very well. This is the early days of cloud. And so I was using an FTP server, but April did not understand FTP servers very well. So I went and found this open source thing. We called it I don't even remember what it was called, but it was called something and its emblem was a rubber ducky. So we called it the duck.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how we would like download entire folders and then send the folders back up. And no matter how many step-by-step instructions I gave April, the duck gave her it.
The duck.
Yes, the duck. So I started keeping a backup duck. And I'm like, don't worry, you can't mess it up. I've got a backup. And I did. So when we went into StreamYard the other day so I could show her how we were going to be live, she's like, oh, help me. There's a duck. The duck is back again.
The duck has reincarnated. How can I break this duck?
You're not going to break this duck. StreamYard's
break it. Not going to break it. That was a hilarious time that we had. That was really hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Danny says, speaking of ducks or geese, in my case last night at 2 a.m. had a damn goose or 2 of them outside my window honking and making all sorts of noise, scaring the heck out of me at first. Oh, no. I'm sorry, Danny.
Ducks and geese are like especially geese, you do not want to fool with them. You really don't because they're mean. They can be so mean.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that they sleep standing up with their necks all falling down. Like,
Oh, dear.
imagine their long neck and their hands
Yeah.
almost on the ground. We have, I guess they're Canadian geese that come here. I don't get close enough to identify geese because they're mean. And there were a lot around my son's school. He went to K through 12, and they had a habitat. You know, they had marshland, moose, and everything would come through. There it is. But the ducks would come, and the kids called them murder geese because they were so mean.
Oh, I like this. All right, so I'm going to jump down to the bottom.
Let's see how far it went.
Insert. And that gave us a lot of words, but I think it's going to be too short. So we're going to find this out. All right. So here we go. We're going to click save. We're saving the puppy. We're saving it.
Save it. Save it.
Make sure everybody can see very well here. All right. Darcy's study held the clean scent of paper and leather and the faint sharpness of peat smoke from a fire coaxed small. We cannot keep all of that. I
just think we need the paper and leather, period.
I was going to keep the peat smoke of a fire coaxed small.
Okay, we can do that too. Because
paper and leather is so generic and pedantic, but you had me at peat smoke.
Yeah, we don't have peat smoke very often.
No, so I'm going to take that out. Held the faint sharpness of peat smoke from a fire coaxed small. That to me is a much stronger visualization because I can, He poured brandy for Bingley and himself. The liquid drew an amber line in the quiet. 2-year marriage, Darcy said, raising his glass. I'm sorry I was not there. Bingley grinned over the rim. I forgive you on the generous grounds that you did not come to Netherfield either. Darcy's mouth tilted. I deserve that. I had promised to look at the place with you, and then you stayed where you were needed, Bingley said. In any case, that's really sweet.
It is. Thank you, Bingley. Okay.
Still proved too near my mother-in-law. A brisk walk, and there she was, instantly in possession of my breakfast and all our plans. What?
All our plans? I think a brisk morning walk, and there she was. I don't know. Instantly in possession of my breakfast and all our plans. I don't know.
I don't think she's in possession. I think she's instantly at the breakfast table. Right?
Instantly.
In the breakfast parlor.
Instantly in the breakfast parlor. Ruining all our plans. Like the stuff he had to do with Jane that day or something.
Uh-huh.
Our newlywed plans. Ha ha.
And all our plans. Yeah. That bad? Darcy asked. Dry. My dear fellow, 5 unmarried daughters, a lively mother, a vexing entail, and a house where the stairs know all the family arguments. Do not mistake me. I love them. Mr. Bennet reads everything and says very little until it is worth saying. You would admire him. Miss Elizabeth takes after him very quick. Mrs. Bennet is a weather system. Darcy could imagine. He took a measured sip.
Unpredictable and unavoidable.
I think it's I like, well, she means well. I suppose she means well. There we go.
I like the weather. She's like the weather. Unpredictable.
I just don't think Bingley would say a weather system. It sounds too...
Oh, just weather. I don't think he would put the system on it. That sounds too...
But Mrs. Bennet's not the weather, right? She was just being very officious and all about her daughters and getting them married.
She's stormy, and she'll go from blue skies to showers in a moment. But let's go ahead.
Nope, I'm not going to die on this hill.
She's like the weather.
How about as predictable as the weather? No.
I would just hear Mrs. Bennet is...
Okay, so it's got a contrast. You would admire him. Mrs. Bennet is... Oh, what about if he says, I suppose I'm just grateful my Jane is not like her. Does not take after her.
Mm-hmm.
Because he says Miss Elizabeth takes after him.
Yeah.
The assumption would be that Jane's like Mrs. Bennet.
No.
But Jane is, I suppose I should be grateful my Jane does not take after her. And then that segues right into this thing of like, he's brought up Jane and Darcy can say, Miss Bingley wrote to me last autumn.
Polite as a man, crosses thin eyes. Huh? What? Okay.
I would say as steady as a man. You know? As steady as a
I would
man
say
crosses
I
thin
would
eyes.
say as careful as a man.
Okay. She suggested I warn you off a family of fortune hunters. Bingley's brow shot up. Did she? Well, I'm very glad you did not. The Bennets are respectable, though their acres are entailed upon a cousin. As to fortunes, Mrs. Bennet has a small one, Mr. Bennet has sense, which is rarer, and Jane... Oh my gosh!
Jane would have been a prize if she lived in a hedge. Oh, yes.
Oh my god!
Bingley, damn. Damn, Bingley. I like this Bingley. This Bingley is hot, girl.
Oh my gosh, it's the husband none of us thought.
I want the men. I want the men to pay attention. What made us melt right there?
Darcy let the warmth stand uncontested. You mentioned an entail. Upon whom? A cousin. Mr. Collins. Jane told me their mother would have liked Elizabeth to marry him for the family's ease, only he proved a very odd article indeed. Darcy's laugh was genuine. My aunt's parson, Mr. Collins? Good God, Miss Elizabeth had the escape of her life. He's ridiculous. Quite.
I love that. I love that.
Yes. Elizabeth refused him. She could have secured her family's comfort and did not. I own I was impressed. Darcy turned his glass in his hand. The refusal sat with weight. It said more of character than a dozen pretty speeches. Your sister is not without discernment. Ha! I shall tell her you said so and earn your enmity at once. By the by, I mean to look at properties while we are in Derbyshire. My sisters cannot live forever on my hospitality.
I love it.
This works, though. This line does not work.
Yeah, because he wouldn't say that.
No.
They're just looking at properties. Bingley wouldn't say that.
Preferably one big enough.
Big enoughy.
That would work. That makes sense. Right?
Mm-hmm.
In a week's time, my land agent returns from Manchester, Darcy said. Hammond knows every roof we're standing under. He'll take you out and bring you back with your illusions intact. Capital. A knock came. Mrs. Reynolds entered, composed as ever. Beg your pardon, sir. Mrs. Bingley is well settled. Tea will be at the half hour. Bingley said, I am summoned by tea and my wife's good sense. Darcy? He clapped his friend's shoulder with unfeigned affection and went out. When the door closed, Mrs. Reynolds remained. Darcy raised a brow. All is in order? In order and in comfort, she said. Miss Bennet is in the mistress' lodgings. Something in the phrasing made his attention sharpen. Were other rooms not available? They were, sir. The mistress's lodgings are convenient to Miss Bingley and the morning rooms. They suit Miss Bennet. He considered. Very well. You always place people where they ought to be. No, I don't like it. It's too me. I think there needs to be some conflict here.
Yeah.
So for that, I'm going to just revise it. Elizabeth refused him. So we're just going to revise this part here.
I'm going to turn my camera off for a moment so I can go to the restroom if I can figure out how to do that.
Oh, I got you. Just removed her. Okay, so when the door closed, Mrs. Reynolds remained. Let's go ahead and get this whole thing. As you say. Okay, so I'm going to use the revise prompt. So, because we're in revise right now. So I'm going to do a slash and I'm going to say, this conversation is too stilted and without conflict. Mr. Darcy should pepper her more about details and the plans for dinner that evening. And notice that Mrs. Reynolds said where the Bingleys are staying, but omitted Miss Bennet. And that's when the mistress lodgings are revealed And Darcy is concerned. And Mrs. Reynolds mentions, surely, sir, you saw the likeness. And Mr. Darcy is quick to say many young women look alike. And it's a portrait. Who knows what features anyone truly has? For the artist is a flatterer. Mrs. Reynolds should state something about how he was drawn to invite his friend, and Mr. Darcy warns Mrs. Reynolds not to frighten Elizabeth with folklore. Okay, submit.
Let's see
so it's just I'm going to rewrite that.
Once we get the rewrite, hit save, or if you can hit save now.
Yeah, I will.
This is fun. I love writing like this.
Mm-hmm.
It is
a
much
hoot
different than doing it by yourself.
Huh?
I said it's very different than doing it alone.
Yeah, very much so. So we let it run. All right, I'm going to go ahead and replace. So it'll replace what I highlighted, so I don't have any like duplications thing. So we're just picking up from where Bingley, here we go. When the door closed, Mrs. Reynolds remained. Darcy raised her brow. All is in order? In order and in comfort, she said. Mrs. Bingley is in the south-facing apartment. Miss Bingley has the west chamber with the terrace. Fires were lit an hour ahead. Hot water went up twice. Mr. Bingley's writing case is placed in the morning room, as he asked me once he would prefer a view to a desk. And dinner? Darcy set the brandy stopper with care. Numbers and courses. 7 to table, sir. Small party. Your guest only. Cook proposes the river trout first, then a haunch of venison, plain with its own gravy, greens from the lower garden, and an apple tart to follow. Wine laid in the cooler room, the claret drawn, the port standing. The pianoforte was tuned last week. If the ladies wish it, will not offend. Good. Tea at the half hour. The cloth is laid. He nodded, then stilled. You have told me where the Bingleys are settled. And Miss Bennet? In the mistress' lodging, sir. Why there? They are convenient to Mrs. Bingley, to the morning rooms, and the stair. They suit Miss Bennet. They are called what they are called, Mrs. Reynolds, he said, the edge in his voice no sharper than necessary. A single lady installed in those rooms. People have long memories for names, even if they have lost the meaning. There is no mistress, she answered, mild but immovable, and I have never yet let the house be ruled by gossip. You wished Miss Bennet close to her sister. The rooms are airy, and the wind minds them. Besides, she added, very quiet, you saw the likeness. He checked, then dismissed it with a hand. Ooh! Many young women resemble old sketches. A portrait flatters. A charcoal is forgiving, and memory is worse. We will not have Pemberley governed by whispers and fancies. As you say, Mrs. Reynolds replied, only there are some likenesses that are not flattery. In the gallery, he said, impatient with himself for having named it first. What was that? You started. The likeness is extraordinary. It would have startled a stone. He drew a berth and set the brandy aside untouched. You will not pester Miss Bennet with old tales and village lore. She is a guest. I will not have her frightened. I would never offend a lady under your roof, sir. And the house? His mouth cooled into resolve. It will run as it should. No talk of curses to unsettled sensibilities. We have had enough grief without inviting it in new dress. Oh, wow. That's good.
It is good. Very good.
Oh! Mrs. Reynolds inclined her head, then at the threshold paused, not to argue, never that, only to set a thought where it might be found later. Oh, that's good.
It is good.
You do not often invite company in September, she observed, very matter of fact. Yet you wrote Mr. Bingley as if the hour had chosen you. Darcy's look warned away more. I wrote because I wished to. Of course. Her curtsy was as neat as her keys. I shall not frighten Miss Bennet with folklore. She went before he could answer, and in the passage she smiled faintly, for a promise kept leaves.
For a promise kept leaves many words untouched. I'm confused there.
I don't understand that one. Like what?
A promise kept leaves many words
untouched.
A promise kept.
I think we just A promise kept.
Leaves many words untouched or unspoken. Leaves many words.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'm not going to scare her. I'm just going to tell her.
I think a careful promise kept. I think the kept. A careful promise leaves many words
unsaid or unspoken.
There we go.
Well, I'm loving what it did with scene 5.
Oh yeah, I think that's good.
Which AI are you using for this?
GPT-5.
GPT-5?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that was 1548. I think that's good. I'm comfortable with bringing it over here. I'm going to paste it there, and then I'm going to take this rest of this stuff.
Hit the save over on Raptor Right.
I will. Hold on a second. I'm going to X that one, but I'm going to add a tab and call this old words. Just in case we want to go grab something from it later.
Kimberly's asking, how much thinking was this one given?
Oh, yeah, I'll go look at that. I'll show you.
Yeah.
We'll put that as heading 2, and then that way we can see the outline. So there we go. We have 5 scenes. And if I'm looking on this tab, tools, word count, we have 7,292 words solidified.
Yay.
Oh, you guys can't see me because I'm sharing this tab. I was on the Raptor Right. That's why. Okay. So sorry about that. I moved the old 5 and 6 to this old words tab. And then on the scenes we both loved, here's the scene 5, and it's in there. And that's where we have 7,000 words.
That's why I was concerned about Google, because I hadn't seen you doing it. I knew you were doing it, but I hadn't seen it.
Yeah, I'm saving the changes. And this AI was given medium reasoning and medium verbosity. I find when I raise it, it seems to like time out. And so I'm just sticking with medium.
Okay.
All right. I think I have time to look at chapter 6. And then I think it's a scene 6. And I think it's time to pause it and we can pick it up tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Or we can work on it in the meantime tonight if you want to work on it and look through them. And then I can pick it up in the morning. That's fine too.
They're all in the Google Doc. I will have a look.
They're not all there, but I can move them all there.
And it'll be fun to catch everyone up on it too.
Yes.
And see where there's
so we're good there with scene 6, scene 5. Okay, so we are now in scene 6. Tea in the drawing room set the party in a circle of civility. Pale porcelain, neat sandwiches, the polite clink of spoons. Caroline poured compliments as liberally as cream. Pemberley has never looked better, Mr. Darcy, she declared. The park is a triumph. Only such a house cries out for an accomplished mistress. A pause, just long enough for implication. Do you mean to be in town next season? I do not. Darcy said, there is work enough here. We are coming upon harvest. How... there is planting.
Yeah.
Oh, very beautiful. Darcy let it pass and turned to Elizabeth. Miss Bennet, your rooms, do they answer? That corner chamber is in the older part of the house. She set down her cup. They more than answer. The light is kind and the view. I should be very ungrateful if I wished to exchange it. The space is so ample, I told my sister I could make a companion of her without distressing any servant. The remark touched a wire he had not known. What?
Touched a wire he had not known lay bare. No, goodbye. Goodbye, scene.
Touched a wound.
Yeah. He ain't got no wires right now. He
lay open.
There's got to be a word for he had not known still hurt or still ached or still something. Because when you have a wound and you touch it and you thought it was healed, but again it gives you that little exposed.
That's what I was going to say. Lay open. Oh, lay exposed. That works. Exposed.
Thank you, Kimberly.
He thought of a music room gone quiet and a young woman's laugh left folded away with the shawls. Elizabeth saw the shadow cross his face. Her tone gentled. I am sorry for your loss. It is not nothing to be two where there had been.
Skulak said GPT-5 said, but a wire is what I have. That was cute. I'm sorry for your loss.
It is not nothing to be one where there had been two. Oh, I like that line. She said 3 and 2 and then 3, but that count doesn't make sense. See sisters at ease together. Mrs. Bingley's calm and your alacrity. Alacrity is a polite word for meddling, sir. Nuh-uh. Alacrity is clarity, right?
Let's do a quick check.
Cheerful readiness.
Brisk and cheerful.
Useful meddling then. Okay, there we go. Speaking of usefulness, what plans have you for harvest, Mr. Darcy? Surely a ball. Bingley brightened at once. A ball! Darcy, we have been here no time at all, and already there is a ball. Excellent. Charles, we must not put the household to trouble when we had just arrived. It is no trouble. It is custom. My tenants expect a gathering when the wheat is in. Miss Bingley, you may put down your pen. I cannot be persuaded that balls are vulgar. What?
Where is she? Where does she have a pen at?
I don't know.
I would just take that whole sentence out. My tenants expect a gathering when the wheat is in. This other part is not needed. I don't even know what happened with GPT-5. No. I don't think he would even say something like that to her.
No. We have obliged. There we go. That's better.
That is much better.
Darcy turned to Jane. Would you, if it please you, work with Mrs. Reynolds? She commands the lists and the menus. I would prefer she command them with a lady beside her. I should be honored. And when Miss...
Go ahead. When Miss Bingley must fly about fields and instead of tables.
Yeah, I think this is too short. When I highlight it, we are at 667. So this is another thing for revise. So we're going to do the slash and we're just going to say like what to revise. We're going to be like, this scene should be longer with Caroline preening more. Work on characters speaking to each other with their own aims and goals in the subtext. Avoiding one character just repeating a phrase of another. Unless it's a clever device. There should be an interjection by Caroline about the plans of their visit, with Mr. Bingley telling Jane that next week the land agent will be there. Elizabeth should be perplexed as to how long they are to stay at Pemberley, believing before Christmas. And this way we can do an epilogue with Christmas.
Yeah, but their home now? Their home now would be Bingley House in London. So we don't need to put that in. I'm just because they didn't let Netherfield. Yeah.
But from there, she would have been dropped off at Hertfordshire. So Then the whole ball thing. Okay, so yeah. There we go. That should get us more to like 1,500, 2,000 words. And Mr. Darcy can be like, no. Oh, and by the way, the revised prompt has all of the documents that you have toggled on as context. And it reads up. So it's going to understand where the heck this is in terms of the whole story. And I think that this is a process, I'm letting ChatGPT 5 write, 600 or 700 words. And it's just like the backbone of the chapter. And then I'm saying like, this is how I want you to extend that out.
Absolutely. And this shows people we don't just hit a button and get a book. There's a lot of work that goes into this process.
All right. I'm going to replace it. And now we'll see how many words there are here, and it's already looking like it's longer. So when now we're at 1,600 or 1,200 words, so it could be even longer.
That's something we can also work out in the edit.
Yes. How dutiful. Caroline returned as if duty were a fabric she would happily wear if only it were silk. One admires devotion. Still, a house of this consequence requires an eye to engagement as well as economy. Private concerts, winter tableau, a few well-chosen house parties. I dare say, with the right guidance, Pemberley might be the envy of the county.
Darcy's like, okay, Caroline,
whatever.
My hand to the face. They more than answer the lightest kind of view. I should be very grateful. Spaces ample, blah, blah, blah. Mark touched a place he had not known lay exposed. He thought of a music room gone quiet and a young woman's laugh left folded away with the shawls. Oh my God, that's so sad.
That was originally there. That was what was there in the first one.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The thought of a music room, because Georgiana, for people who don't know, was quite accomplished at the piano.
Which he would have thought of with her talking about the balls and the concerts.
Yes.
So it's perfect. He changed
the
subject.
That. Elizabeth saw the shadow cross his face, her tone gentled. I am sorry for your loss, she said, plain and sincere. It is nothing to be won where there had been two. He inclined his head. This acknowledgement cost less than he had imagined it would. Thank you. It does me good to see sisters at ease together. Mrs. Bingley's calm and your alacrity. Elizabeth's mouth quirked. Alacrity is a polite word for meddling, sir. Useful meddling, then. Caroline's like, what are you doing over here talking to her?
As to our little party's plans, she said, one long used to arranging other people's days, I imagine we remain only a fortnight. We must not abuse your hospitality. Besides, my gowns for town will require attention before the season. Bingley brightened. Oh, that reminds me. Darcy's land agent, Hammond, returns next week. He knows every roof we're standing on. Okay, no. He already said that we're not taking that again.
Yeah. Okay, now you have to change that smile as a generosity. Unless you're going to put it back in.
Huh?
Down here, Caroline smiled as if generosity were an obligation she accepted for now. Because remember, he said they were there on his generosity, the sisters. His sisters.
Yeah. I think it's only for a month. I don't think she would say my gowns for town will require attention before the season.
No. Something about her longing for London, or
I think she can tell Mr. Darcy.
Yeah, I don't think she would say she longed for London when she's in Pemberley, where he is. Mr. Dazzy.
For the theater season.
Yeah, there you go.
That would, and you could travel with us, Mr. Darcy, for the theater season. Oh, that reminds me. Darcy's land agent, Hammond, returns next week. For an estate to lease, I think that they would do.
Yeah. They would do a lease first.
I'm going to have Mr. Darcy say, Buy or lease Bingley. You know my recommendation. I think he should turn red. Right? In the state of our own. There we go. One must know the,
As you say, one must know the property before. One must know the property before.
In all seasons. But then there's too many seasons in here.
No. We don't want seasons. Know the property before.
Oh, a lease, of course.
Lay of the land.
Oh, there we go. A lease, of course. It is a pity. There we go. It is a pity that Netherfield Park did not.
I'm going to go back to the thing. A lease, of course, until. The part where he says, "Oh, a lease, of course," until the property is something. Oh, a lease, of course. Oh, a lease, of course.
Well, he's stumbling over his words, so Jane interjects.
Yeah. Oh, a lease, of course, for the property suits. Never mind. We can go on. That's not a thing. Yeah. It's not anything to worry about.
It is a pity. How about I do this? I'll make it an ellipsis so he trailed off, like he wasn't speaking any, and so that way she's not interrupting him. She is filling the space.
Right.
Did not suit, Jane said, and reassured her husband. Next week, dearest. So Darcy says.
We see a lot of this honeymoon behavior with each other, which makes okay, you do. We shall be guided by sense and weather.
Yeah, I took that out.
The weather. Goodbye. We don't need that. Elizabeth turned a little in her chair. What next week? She addressed Jane, though her glance slid curious to Darcy. I had thought we were to be home before Christmas. I am due at Longbourn. So you shall be if you wish it, Jane said at once, peacemaker by instinct. We spoke of a long visit, nothing more.
Oh, I like this.
The calendar need not quarrel with comfort, Darcy said, his voice even, his meaning warmer than the porcelain in his hand. You honor my house by being in it. If you find it agreeable, pray consider Pemberley your base while Mr. Bingley looks about him. Or I would say your home, but
yeah, I'm wanting. I want there needs to. I'm losing my thing here a little bit, which is good. This is how conversations go. Everybody's talking about something different, you know. So I imagine we remain only a month. We must not abuse your hospitality. So then we need to say something. Oh, here we go. This is where he would say. As long as we require and may remain if there are any repairs. Making it seem like Bingley and Darcy talked about that earlier. You know what I mean?
I would put we are to stay for as long as we wish.
Delaying our possession.
It may remain if there are any repairs.
And we are to stay for as long as we require and may remain if there are any repairs to be made. So Darcy says, yeah, this is good.
Now, this next week.
No, so we're not going to say that. We're going to say, she's going to be remain. Yeah, that's good. She would just say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had thought we were to be home before Christmas. Father expects me at there we go. Because then that way he can show up at the end of the story. Expects me at Longbourn. So you shall be if you wish it, Jane said at once, the peacemaker by instinct. We spoke of a long visit, nothing more. There we go. And then Darcy is jumping in because he doesn't want her to leave.
Mm-hmm. The calendar need not quarrel with comfort. I just GPT-5 may be my new buddy. Darcy said his voice.
Honor my house by being in it. If you, I don't think we need that part there.
Yeah. If you find it agreeable,
pray consider Pemberley your base. Well,
I would just say your home. I would say your home, not base.
Your home while Mr. Bingley looks about him. The roads in December are not always obliging, and our chapel serves very prettily at Advent. The library is large, the fire is hospitable. He stopped himself. I should be very glad if you remained. I think he should say, if you all remained, like he corrects himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I should be very glad if you remain.
Rachel says, good save. And Robert wants a suggestion. Pace instead of home. Pace? Or place, maybe? Make this your.
Pray consider Pemberley your home. I think you would say your home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's saying place, your place. Place also would be a little modern.
Yeah.
For this time.
Your place or mine.
Yeah. It is a grand home. It's a grand estate.
What about this? I think that's even stronger.
Pray consider Pemberley yours. Yes. Perfect. Girlfriend.
Because that could be plural or singular.
Yes. Thank you, Robbie, for making us think about that. Thank you very much.
Thank you for making us go, fine, we won't say home. Oh my goodness gracious. You make remaining appear the height of prudence, Mr. Darcy.
Prudence and pleasure need not be enemies, he returned.
I think Caroline should say this.
Yeah. Oh wait, Elizabeth Pulse misbehaved. She bought it to order.
It should be brought it to order.
Yeah. She brought it to order.
So she's not she can't be taking a sip of tea and talking.
I can't even right now.
Yeah. That was a lot. I'm processing over here.
What?
Caroline complimented. There we go. Prudence and pleasure need not be enemies, he returned, seeing something like relief easing the line of his shoulders.
I would take something like that.
Yeah, we don't need all that.
Just put relief.
We don't need all that. That's too much.
He doesn't need it. Yeah, we don't need that right now.
Caroline smiled as if she had arranged. Yes, because she would have thought it, because she started this whole mess.
She did.
She did. How very agreeable. With such a prospect, we must, of course,
contrive entertainments worthy of the company. A small musical evening, perhaps. My Italian airs are very tolerable, and cards. And then she said, bright and sure, there is harvest.
I think we're going to take out the how very agreeable. It's too much.
Have she brought up a ball yet?
We did not, because
we rewrote. It's a rewrite.
So she
AI gets me
only said that it needs the concert and private concerts, a house party. She's not mentioned a ball. So she's really just like doubling down on all of that. This is really good. Yeah. I'm really impressed with it. With such a prospect, we must, of course, contrive entertainments worthy of the company. A small musical evening, perhaps, and cards. And then there is
harvest.
There is the harvest. Surely a ball. Bingley started as if someone had pulled a cheerful string.
Huh?
I don't know.
Bingley agreed. A ball. Darcy, we have been here no time at all, and already there's a ball. Excellent. I would just say Bingley agreed. Something like that. We don't need him.
I don't even think we need Bingley. I think it's very clear that Bingley is speaking when he said, boy, that is. A ball, Darcy. We've been here no time at all. And already there is a ball. Excellent. Jane's hand went up to her cup. Charles, we must not put the house. There we go. So that's perfect, right? We don't even need to say who said that.
Right.
It is no trouble. It is custom. My tenants expect a gathering when the wheat is in. We have not held one these few years, and there is merit in old cheer. Then allow me, Caroline rushed in, to take the burden from Mrs. Reynolds. Invitations, the order of dances. I have a very particular hand with country seats and menus. I can vouchsafe the newest fashion and blancmange and jellies.
Kimberly said Bingley brightened. If we wanted that, we could put that in. That's a good.
I don't think we need. I don't think Caroline would put herself forward like that.
I don't know. Caroline gets pretty ballsy.
I think Caroline should suggest that Mrs. Reynolds needs help.
Yeah, this blancmange and jellies.
Right.
What?
Oh, the burden. Poor Mrs. Reynolds. Invitations.
Oh, the burden for Mrs. Reynolds to carry alone or to have alone.
Yes, and menus. The newest fashion. I don't know what blancmange is.
I don't either. I don't know what that is.
That was a lot of Victorian. Yeah, that's what I thought. Blancmange is popular in the 1980s. Oh, wait, that's a band. Oh, no, it originated in the Middle Ages. Okay, so it's fine. Yeah, blancmange can stay. Blancmange and jellies. Because she's gonna echo what she says up here about the woman. You know what I mean? Thinking she's gonna get selected. If only. Yes, there we go. If only. Yeah. There we go. Where are we? Useful meddling then.
On a ball. I just saw the ball somewhere.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Had a lady at her side. Accomplished lady.
To ease her burden.
Or should we say an accomplished mistress to ease her burden?
I think the lady, because she said accomplished mistress before.
Okay.
So I'm trying to say
we'll leave it lady.
Yeah, because Darcy does say, I do wish a lady would be with her. So I mean, she could echo that mistress. She could be on it again. That's fine. She's an idiot.
She wants him to think about her as a mistress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Caroline sought to support Mr. Darcy's proposal. Invitations, the order of dances, partners properly matched. I think we can do listen. Invitations.
Yeah, we don't need all that.
Yeah, because she would. And menus. The newest fashion is blancmange and jellies. If only Mrs. Reynolds had an accomplished mistress to ease her burden. Darcy smiled, held all the civility required by a gentleman and none of the surrender. Yes, that's perfect. Mrs. Reynolds commands the lists and the larders. I should be obliged if a lady stood beside her, however. He turned to Jane. Would you, if it please you, work with her? The household will move easily to your measure. Woo!
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Caroline be mad and jelly. I should be honored.
This right here, fly about the fields instead of tables?
No.
Oh, he's saying fly about the fields because they're going to be looking at homes.
Yeah, I know, but it sounds weird.
It does, or something about when she must see to whatever. When must Bingley must be absent, or yeah. Elizabeth said, taking Jane's hand in quick conspiracy. I will attend her instead.
I will aid in her stead.
Yeah. Caroline's like, oh,
wait a minute. I'm not being out. I will, of course, see to the ornaments, ribbons for the gallery, bows for the upper woods. I shall drill the musicians out of their provincial habits. One cannot have a country fiddler scamping a cotillion. Dar will never forgive you for stripping his hedges. Darius, we will keep to what the land allows. Simpler is sounder. I hope, Miss Bennet, when there is dancing, you will not dislike standing up with your host.
Huh.
Oh.
Well, damn.
I am only severe upon partners who will not own themselves in the wrong when they miscount. Then I am safe, he said, almost smiling. I have long practice in owning myself wrong. Sir, who had been lying in a proper sulk under the escritoire. I know it's a piece of furniture. Because no one had given him anything. Any attention.
Any attention. Or thought had given him any.
Or biscuit. Because they're at tea.
Yeah.
Then it is settled. Miss Bennet will suborn them when necessary. Mr. Bingley will insist upon excellent punch. And I, Caroline concluded undaunted, will see that everything looks as if it had been effortless.
Oh my God. Elizabeth hid her smile in her cup. Effortless, she thought, would be the last word for any of this. And perhaps that was why her heart had begun inconveniently to be light. I love this. Yes. Rachel remembers that band.
I don't think this scene. Okay, so we need to be the scene 7. I'm going to.
Maybe just the.
Yeah, that's only. So I'm going to do a revision, and I'm going to be like. Write this in media res. Don't reveal it is a dream until the end, as the shift to the Elspeth, etc., will signal that it is from Elizabeth's POV, third person, and a secret assignation.
Oh, yes, Lord. Bring it on. 2 S's.
I know. You got to put the ass in assignation.
You got to put the ass in there because that's what's supposed to go down.
Almost a secret assignation between them from the previous scene. But it's clear it's a dream when Elizabeth turns into Elspeth. Submit.
Don't forget to save.
I can't save it while it's processing, though.
Yeah, but don't forget.
I won't forget.
Saying this is great work. Then it's just a nag. What the nag is.
It's just a nag if there's.
What that means.
Oh, this is joyful. But we do need to stop soon because I am getting tired. So I think after this scene, we will take a break and we will pick up tomorrow.
Agreed.
Okay, so I'm going to.
This would be a good one to end on. So you say LOL, Kimberly. We really mean it, Kimberly. We mean it. We have stuff to do today. It's Saturday. Replace.
Insert. All right, let's see how this goes. I don't think this is long enough.
Jay says just one more scene is the new one more game, Mom. Sure you do. Sure you do, Elizabeth. Sure you do. I love our people in the chat.
Oh, I did not. Oh, boo hiss. Okay.
What happened? What happened?
See, I inserted it, but I didn't replace it.
Oh.
Meh, meh. Okay. So
That doesn't seem very long.
no, I think I messed it all up. Okay, so we'll just run it again. So we'll do the slash again. Make this long. Submit. Okay. And then I'll make sure to click replace rather than insert. It wasn't right anyway. It was like truncated. Yeah. It wasn't proper.
Very much.
It was not proper.
I've been happy with ChatGPT though. 5. Mm-hmm. I may have to try that because I'm doing a Jaff right now that I need to slap around. I need to slap it around.
Slap around.
Slap it around.
Mm-mm.
Get it in line.
Okay, we have 29 people watching. I'm going to say like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Danny said he's allergic to GPT. Kimberly said Control Z.
Yes. There we go. Okay, now we're looking at it. Okay.
Now we're cooking with gas.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, now let's see how long we have this. What do we got? Oh, Lord. Okay.
Yes,
Okay. Yeah. I'm here for this.
How much was it?
1804. I don't know what number we're on now.
Scene 7, I think. I think this is 7.
Scene 7. Okay, yeah.
7 for heaven. Elizabeth is going to be in heaven.
The door was ajar, the passage dim, and his hand found hers before either spoke. We don't even know where we're at.
We don't know.
He said low, close enough that his breath warmed the chill that had slipped under her sleeve, close enough that she could not mistake the quiet joy in the address. I should not have come, she whispered, eyes trained on the pane of black glass the window had become, the moon making a faint ghost of the lawns below, yet she did not take her hand away. Then do not go. It should have been shocking, their nearness, the hour, the certainty with which he made an impossibility sound like prudence, but the shock was only that of stepping from shadow to sunlight. The hush between them felt like the moment before rain. He lifted her hand and without ceremony or flourish pressed his mouth to the glove where her pulse ran. The touch undid something in her that had been held hard against its own desire since they met. I love that this sounds different. Like it sounds like a dream. You know, if you're reading this book, you're like, what the heck is going on?
She turned. The pain reflected for an instant 2 figures. Hers slight and still, his tall and grave, then lost them in the night. His coat brushed her, smelling of clean wool and a trace of leather. She had a sudden absurd awareness of how broad his shoulder was under her palm. Say my name. Oh, go ahead.
Say my name.
Say my name.
And then would have bit the words back, but they were already there, naked and too true.
Elizabeth. I like the naked words.
Oh, I do too. I thought they was naked. I think that should be separate. The sound of it was all the more intimate for their restraint with which he said it. A gentleman's voice, certain of itself without being certain of her. Her name changed his face more than any smile could. Her fingers, treacherously confident, rose of their own accord and discovered the line from his cheekbone to his jaw as if they had always known it. She felt under the pads of her fingers the catch of late-day stubble he had missed or not cared to remove, humanness where she had expected only hauteur. He bowed his head as she had blessed him, and when she did not draw away, bent and kissed her.
Oh, my God. Ooh, where's the fan? I need a fan. Where's my fan?
I need my smelling salts.
Woo!
Steady step of a man keeping a promise he had not yet spoken aloud. The certainty of it melted with what her wit and will had set fixed. Her hands, unbidden, learned the slope of his shoulders. His breast sighed at the corner of her mouth as if he had set down a weight he could not name. The world grew small enough to be held between them and felt complete. You came, he murmured, and it was not a question but a benediction. You came. Well, not yet, but...
We're on the right. We're on that way. We're on that way.
I am not a prudent woman, she said, because she could not say, I have wanted this since the first hour and thought the raunting folly. Nor am I a prudent man. He kissed her again, smiling against her mouth as if he had discovered some delight at once new and inevitable. Somewhere beyond the window, a night bird sent up a single note. The wind moved in the lintel, and for an instant it seemed to her that the house itself had drawn a breath and let it go. She would have laughed at herself, at them both, if laughter had not loosened into something deeper. His palms spread at the small of her back without haste, as if asking a question he would abide by her answer to. She answered by stepping into the question. He gathered her as if she were precious and ordinary, and for a floating, impossible moment she was only a woman in a quiet passage, kissing a man who had just said her name as if it had always belonged to him. The light shifted. The polished panel beneath her palm was no longer smooth. It had the coarse grain of unplaned timber. The air smelled not of lavender and beeswax, but of peat smoke and pennyroyal steeping too long. The faint hush of carpet gave way to rushes underfoot. There was a low beam. She should have known to duck, and did. The window had turned to a shutter set askew. The wind came through it with a knife in it, and her hair was unbound and heavy on her neck as if it had been loosed in haste. He was still before her, cloaked, dark with damp, the hem clotted with mud. His face had altered. Not the bone and the breadth, they were Darcy's still, but the glance, the mouth, the way the space around him bent to his will. The light made hollows where gentleness had been. Elspeth, he said, not Elizabeth, and the way he spoke it was a claim and warning in one. Enough. Oh, damn.
Woo, baby, we have crossed over.
Her hand shook. She looked down. They were not gloved, and the nails were rimmed with herbs. She had no memory of unbuttoning anything, but her laces were loosed, and there was flour on her sleeve where she had touched a loaf cooling on a board. She knew, without knowing how, that she had come from a birthing and left a child squalling with indignation into the world, a husband crying and trying not to show it, an old woman clicking her tongue, a girl called Mara tying threads with quick, clever fingers. You love my skill when it suits you, she heard herself say, and the sound of her own voice was both hers and another's, lower, roughened by smoke, and saying truths without trimming them small. When your tenants praise me, you stand at the door and take their thanks as if it were coin better collected in your hand. When your friends call me witch, your lip curls and you hold your tongue.
Whoa.
He stripped off a riding glove as if every finger were an accusation. It suits me no longer, he said, and the civility in his tone made it crueler. There are men who listen and men who remember. I will not have my name dragged through filth for a... He bit the word off, not from mercy, but from calculation. You are too bold by half. Bold? She laughed, and the laugh had edges. Bold would be to name the truth, that you have not lain with me in a month because you prefer a harlot in the village who will flatter you for pennies and lie quiet when you are done. I
gotta breathe.
When you disappoint.
Oh my God. Danny's like, someone pick me up off the floor, take my money now. Hit the save button. Kimberly said, hit the save, hit the button.
Hit the save. Okay, we're hitting the save. We're hitting the save. We're hitting the save.
Everybody's tied up in knots right now. Check out the chat.
Oh, he flinched, the small involuntary jerk of a man struck where he had not set armor. Yes, because I say when you disappoint. He recovered with speed, as all men with practice and contempt do. I owe you no account of my comings and goings. You owe me a child if you would call me wife. Woo!
Jesus.
Woo! He said, her voice dropping low until even the smoke seemed to bend to hear it. You owe me your bed before you owe any trollop the coin you spend. Anger brought color to his mouth. His hand, closing on the latch, looked like a judgment. You owe me silence, he said, and the words sounded like a man spitting out a bitter fruit.
Oof.
He moved to the door. She stumbled after him. Her hip struck the table. Her palm slapped the wood. A candle guttered and threw the whole room sideways. Wind from the open door snatched the light. Shadows leaped like offended witnesses up the wall. Is it to her? Elspeth demanded, heat of fury breaking through grief. Will you go to her now while the steam of pennyroyal is still in my hair for a neighbor's comfort? Will you keep 2 beds and call yourself lord? Oh, damn.
I'm having trouble breathing over here.
He looked over his shoulder, and for a breath she saw a man who might have loved her if love had not made him feel poor. Mind yourself, he said, chilly as a church in January. Men's patience has an end. And women's bodies do. She shot back, the hurt making her reckless. You speak of patience, but ask a tomb for its charity. I have bled for your house. I have bent my back for its women. I have held my hand out to catch its children so the parson might drown them proper. I say the word at the font. If you would claim me as wife, then be a husband. And if the assize men come, say my name with your own or be damned for a coward.
Ooh.
Ouch.
The flame.
Well,
I got to get some comments right now. Kimberly, hit that save button, Elizabeth.
I did. It's saved.
Rachel wants your money. She wants to give you her money. Danny's on the floor. Kimberly is like me. Oh my God. Ha.
Yeah, we're keeping all of that.
This is the best way to spend a Saturday morning. And Danny says, indeed. And Kimberly's like, oh, good line about love making him feel poor.
I know. I was like, oh man.
Chat GPT-5 is the new MVP.
Okay, so I'm copying what we have, and I'm coming over. I'm going to share this tab instead. I got to let Dasha back in. Come on, baby girl.
Just sit up. Ooh. This has been something else, you guys. This has been great and fun and swoon worthy, and like we're all trying to catch our breath right now. That was like riding a horse bareback through a typhoon. Something crazy. That was crazy. I loved it.
Apparently, I already brought scene 5 over, so I'll go get scene 6.
Danny said he needed a shower, Elizabeth.
This is good. This is going to make my readers be like, she's back. We're glad she's back.
Oh, dear God. This book is going to like rattle them. It's going to rattle. It's going to rattle. I can't
find scene 6. There it is. Okay. So scene 6 to scene 7. I read the rest of it too. It's good with the thing. All right. We have 8, 9, and 10. But I need a break.
Yeah,
so I'm going to paste this in.
We've got a lot done in 2.5 hours, almost 2.5 hours.
Yeah, we went from 7,000 words to 10,000 words. Plus we have more.
Words, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I have the rest of this is going to need like more vamping and things like that. So all of it is going to be too short because all we have left for scene 8, 9, and 10. Because I've been extending them all. Scene 8, 9, and 10 is 1,800 words for 3 scenes. That ain't long enough. Yeah. So they all have to be expanded. So I'm going to save it, and everything up through chapter 7 is there. Or I'm sorry, yeah, up through scene 7 is there, and we are at. Okay, so you're still seeing this one. So we are at a grand total of 10,000 words. I think we're going at a good pace here. I feel like that's a good. Huh?
I said absolutely.
Yeah. This is good. I think that this book is probably going to end up with like 60 to 80 scenes total.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we got a lot to cover.
Whew.
All right.
That was a good scene to end on.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
But you know what? This would not be considered spicy. This would be considered clean. It's still clean. Mm-hmm. It's not.
There's not been any on screen.
No. And I mean, it's the total word count goal is anywhere between 60 to 90,000 words.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if we're at 10,000 and we're here, oh no, this is not spicy for Jaff. No. I have lots of spicy Jaffs for Jaff. I mean, so there's actually spicy Jaff, and then there's clean Jaff, or clean Jaff is what they call it.
Regency, and it can be spicy or it can be clean. Mm-hmm. That's the word people use. There's paranormal, and even it could be the same. And then there is spicy Jaff just all by itself. And readers read it, but they don't actually review it because they don't want people to know.
Oh, yeah. They will say, this is filthy. And it was da-da-da. And but they'd be buying your next one. And the one after that. Linda Birdall, Mr. Darcy Presents a Wife, literally opens up with her sitting on a cushion and goes, it's very much about the sex life, to the point that the third book in that series was just like sex, more sex, and a little bit of story. But Linda Birdall, Mr. Darcy Takes a Wife is one of my favorite Jaffs. No, I'm sorry, not Mr. Darcy Takes a Wife. That is a different story. I like that one. Linda Birdall did Mr. Darcy Presents His Bride or Presents His Wife. It's Linda Birdall. Yeah. She's got, and her Jaff is thick. It's like this.
And I'm just going to do a little plug before we go. Myself and another BFF writer, we co-write together. We have the Vampires of Derbyshire. Was my idea. Elizabeth came in and saved the end of it, made it absolutely amazing and astonishing. We wrote it together, me and
Beverly.
Yeah, Beverly, but I think Cass Grix is the
Yes.
name she goes by. So she does Cass Grix, a lot of paranormal.
And she's a member of the okay.
Yeah, and this year we did
Rachel goes, I bought that.
Under a Pemberley Moon. Yes, that's the newest one we did together. Mm-hmm. We're trying to do Gothic based on other Gothic tales. So Under a Pemberley Moon has to do with werewolves, Mr. Darcy, and all that good stuff in Scotland. So if you guys would like to get those are perfect for this season. They're wonderful. We both love doing them so much. And the next one is going to be what's that girl? I'll think of it another time. But yeah, we haven't started on a third one yet.
Yeah, and then when you finish those, A Whiskey Wedding is also available out on Future Fiction Press. And if you want to read A Whiskey Wedding, that's gonna I expect the structure of this book to be very much like A Whiskey Wedding in terms of.
A Whiskey Wedding is a long, good read. I just recently got all that sorted through from. We already edited and gone through that before, but this is written. It's very different writing this way than the way that was written, but it's still a lovely book. To Capture Mr. Darcy's coming out. A Testifier. That one, it's amazing. Both of those books are really good, and To Capture Mr. Darcy is fun.
What I think is interesting for A Whiskey Wedding, though, to read that is that book is pre-AI, so you can get to see my writing style before AI, to see that the kinds of devices and things of that nature that I am. Like, you can see my style of writing before AI, because that book is from a few years before it, and that I'm still doing the same things. I'm just using AI now. And I've gotten practice to where my prompting, I know it seems kind of weird, but the way I prompt the AI, of like, start in media res, and then this needs to be more emotional here, and this needs to be more that. And for whatever reason, I get exactly what I want. I do have to make some changes, obviously. I don't even remember what was there about the coin when I was like, and you disappoint. You know, and you finish. I was like, no, that's not the line.
Good. But I hope that when people see this on YouTube, because a lot of these types of lives are left for our mastermind. Well, I'm going to say accelerator now.
Yeah.
Where it's behind a paywall and only you guys get to see it. I hope that when people see this, they will understand clearly that good AI writing requires work. You have to put in the work. And we all know that because we do it daily, right? We know the struggle. But hopefully this will show others who are too afraid to try it, or think that it's going to steal their voice, or think that it's going to be something horrible, or they're stealing from other people. That is not the truth of what we do here at the Future Fiction Academy. I want to thank Rachel for buying the Vampire.
Yeah.
And Kimberly says it's double points day on Amazon. Yeah, Danny, it is not just push a button. You can push a button, but what you get when you come, what comes out is not going to be.
What time tomorrow? I'm thinking I'd like to do church in the morning, so I'm thinking 1:00 again tomorrow Eastern. That way we're together again and we can pick up where we left off with chapters 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah.
And then maybe do an evening session tomorrow night if you're available.
That works. I have no plans for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I have plans today. I have to ferry people to, do their thing downtown on No King's Day.
We'll be working on this on YouTube right now, but then this will be moving to probably labs that April and I will be setting up this week for the accelerator, so that we can continue the story and show you how we go all the way through it. So again, during that accelerator, we are all about accountability and working together and all of that. So
Rachel has the publishing summit tomorrow.
Yeah, we won't conflict with the publishing summit. I think we're going to do 1:00 Eastern. Does that mess up? Doing a work with me tomorrow in the community room. Okay, hold on. Let me go look at the calendar, because I don't want to conflict.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
I do not want to pull people. So let me go look at the calendar real fast. By the way, our calendar has all of our classes on it, so you can see what you get to see. Where are we? What day is it? The 18th? Okay.
Yeah.
So tomorrow. Oh. There was world building at 10 a.m. and there was a class today at noon.
Woohoo.
Oh, I did not know. Okay, tomorrow there is 11 a.m. There is a community class for everybody. So our community classes are open to everybody, and it is making YFD work for you. Then Carlos has the study hour small group at 1:00, so I don't want to interfere with that. Then there is the 2:00 1 to 4. Okay. And then Bad Evan is at 4. Okay. Well, y'all aren't leaving me many options here. I think we can take, like, the study group is good, but I don't think Carla will mind if we compete with that. So let's aim to do 1 to 2, and then we'll wrap that up so everybody can go to Mel for the work with her, and then we'll pick another time evening for this.
Yeah, because Bad Evan is at 4.
Bad Evan is at 4 my time, so 6. I mean, I'm cool with like 7 or 8, which is more afternoon for you.
Yeah, that works great for me, actually. Mm-hmm. So we want to do, we're doing, you'll tell me later what we're doing.
We're going to be here at 1 o'clock tomorrow, same bat channel, 1 o'clock Eastern. And then we'll look at doing something in the evening on Sunday night, maybe 7 or 8 o'clock at Eastern.
For me, I'm going
to see how I feel, because remember, this is Catch Elizabeth as you can. I was able to get today, but I will admit the second session.
You'll be out tonight. You'll be out tonight having fun. So
I am. So I may only be able to do the 1 o'clock and be like, I got to do my laundry and get ready for the week. So we may just do the one session. But regardless, this was so much fun, and we talked so much. Like, we really only worked for probably about an hour, hour and a half on all of that. And we planned out 5 scenes and everything. So, okay. Well, now it's time to pick a song. I'm not going to do Rockin' Kite again. I'm not going to make us cry. We are not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
Go out crying.
Huh?
I said, let's don't go out crying.
You know what? I think we should do the, we're going to end on something completely different. We're going to end on one of my favorites, and that's going to prep everyone for what's next at 11 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. The community room has Your First Draft. So we will leave on a Your First Draft song. Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. The first draft. Online. Press play. Blank page panic, not tonight. Blueprint loaded, plotline tight. Beat hits hard, cursor lights. 40 chapters, 2 hours right. Scene by scene, we lock it in. Hook so clean, they pull you in. Character drip, arcs on spin. Turn the bass up, let's begin. Press start, watch a world appear. Click once, now the story's here. Super fun, super easy, dear. Let the chorus make it clear. Plug the blueprint, let it fly. 40 chapters, 2 hours slide. Your first draft, fun and easy, watch it come alive. Ride it faster than the night. Raise the rhythm, catch the light. Your first draft, turn the page while the bass bites. Ride it, ride it. Ride it, ride it. Ride it, ride it. Got it, got it. Write it, write it. Write it, write it. Write it, write it. Blueprint, guide it, guide it. Authors in the booth with a plot that slaps. Beat sheet snapping like hi-hat claps. Stack those scenes like a DJ set. Clip at the end, say let's reset. Timeline tight, we never lag. Chapter by chapter, tag by tag. Cursor dancing in neon haze. 2-hour novel, hit that phase. Quick sync, let the music stream. Easy mode, on your writing dream. Super fun, super clean, supreme. Say the name with me. Plug the blueprint, let it fly. 40 chapters, 2 hours slide. Your first draft, fun and easy, watch it come alive. Light it faster than the night. Raise the rhythm, catch the light. Your first draft, turn the page while the bass bites. I'll bring the beat, you bring the plot. I set the place, I set the dots, load the plan, unlock the gate. 2-hour book, we don't be late.
I love that song. I really do. I was like dancing to it. That's gonna start being my song every time before I go into a YMCA.
You've already done like over 4 hours today.
I am properly drained. So, but I need to thank you, April, from the bottom of my heart for all these years. It's been amazing. I am
fun.
Privileged to be your kite. So
I'm privileged to be your rock, girl. Let's rock it. This was so much fun today.
Yeah, I hope all of you out there find someone like the relationship April and I have, that creative relationship where we can run off of each other. And I hope we've helped inspire you to show how easy co-writing can be. Like, I didn't like Weather System, but it takes a little bit of practice. I wasn't trying to reject her ideas outright and vice versa. And we were just making it work. So
it's part of being an editor. When you're creating with someone, it's hard to be editor writer, right? But what I want to do when I work with the writer is let their vision shine through and just do a little tweak here and there and watch where they're going. And since Elizabeth and I have done this for so long, her books, I never try to turn into my voice. I want her voice to always shine through, because I write Jeff as well, and it's a whole totally different voice.
And this is why I'm not an editor, because I got fired being a beta reader in two fandoms, not one, two. I got fired as a beta reader.
That's hilarious.
I do not have the skills that April has. And, but it's taken me years to learn how to take that input. Even when Robbie was saying like, he just didn't like home and he wanted place, it at least got me to that next idea of like, well, why don't we take it out and see how powerful we can make that work? Consider it yours. I still have chills about it. Mr. Darcy, I will consider Pemberley mine. Thank you.
Thank
you guys so much for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow. All the love. This was so much fun.
Have fun on this Saturday. I don't know how to do the hearts correctly.
I don't know. I think it's a Apple thing. But anyway, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right. Bye.